Hi, I'm Cam. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how to create a stored procedure in pgadmin that passes three parameters and allows us to insert data into a table. And we're going to add a fourth parameter at the end that tells our stored procedure what to do if we want to insert, delete, or update a table. I'm going to be sure to use insert, delete, and update at least once. And to do this, I'm going to rely heavily on if and else if conditions. So if you look over here, we have create or replace procedure because it's just best practice to add the or replace conditional before creating any type of procedure. So I named it alter band data because whether or not we're inserting, updating, or deleting anything, we're altering some type of data that's for a band. Our database is just a favorite band's database. It's just a good example for like basic information to put together to relate to others for a database. So within our procedure, we're going to have our first three input parameters, which are band ID parameter, that's an integer, band name parameter, that's a various character, and total members parameter, that's an integer. These are our main parameters that we're going to base all of our information that we're inputting, updating, deleting, etc. off of. Finally, we have our action parameter as an input parameter, and that's what bases its decisions off of our insert, update, or delete commands. It's a various character of 10 instead of 100, and it's relating immediately to either insert, update, or delete. Because we're using pgadmin, we're going to declare our language, which is PLPG-SQL, and then we're going to use the function that works as a delimiter within that, which is as, and then $ quotes. We begin our block, which is basically just the code of decisions that we are making with our procedure with a begin statement, and then we end it with an end statement. So we begin our statement with our begin command, and we move immediately into an if statement, which sets a conditional. So if our action parameter, like up here, our in action parameter various character is insert. So if we want to insert something, if our action parameter is insert, then we're going to insert into bands, which is over here. It's a table within our database bands, which is a mistake. Do not name your table after your database. We're going to insert band ID, band name, and total members with the values that match the parameters. So band ID parameters, band name parameters, total members parameters. Those should match the same various character integer, various character integer. They should match that. So whenever we do that, it's going to raise a notice that says new band data added, percentage, and the percentage is going to refer immediately to band name parameter, which is the band name that we set. So because we used an if and we want to use another if, we're going to add an else if, aka if else, if you use English or any language that's not programming. Action parameter action parameter equals update, then update bands. So we're going to, if it's an update statement, we're going to update our bands table, and we're going to set our bands ID to equal our bands ID parameter. We're going to set our band name to equal our band name parameter. We're going to set our total members to equal our total member parameter. Where our band ID, so basically it's going to match our primary key, which is band ID, to our band ID parameter that we're going to set. So where our band ID equals our band ID parameter, we're going to change these things. We're going to set these things to what our parameters are. So if we look down here at our examples, our insert example, like we went through whenever I first started explaining, is call alter band data, which is our store procedure, 7, which is going to be our integer that is our band ID, the Beatles, which is the name of the band name, various character 100, and then 4, which is total members, and an integer, and then insert. So we're inserting the Beatles as band ID 7 with 4 members. Okay, but in the else if we were going to update a band that already exists, say I had added this, and then we call our alter band data procedure, because we find out that Paul has a double, and we know that there's a 5th Beatle anyway, so are there 5? Are there 6? Or say we don't even like the Beatles anymore. We decide that we like Queens of the Stone Age. I think they've had 9 members. So we can update that, and it will update that and change all the information that we added. The only difference is that we will have to delete any band members that we've already added, which we can do with a delete band that we have as our next else if. But keep in mind, we said it, that whenever we do an update, it'll also raise a notice that says band data updated, percentage refers to band name. So it'll say the Beatles, band data has been updated, the Beatles. So, no, so that's a typo. Oops. Whatever, judge me. So, anyways, our next else if is an action parameter based around delete, where we're gonna action parameter equals delete then. So if else our action parameter equals delete, then we're going to delete from bands, which is over here, it's our table, where band ID equals band ID parameter. So in our delete band example down here, we're going to call alter bands, which is our store procedure, and we're going to reference these parameters. We're going to say 7, that's our band ID. So where band ID equals 7, where our band ID parameter equals 7, we're going to delete from bands. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Or not. Doesn't matter. That we apparently don't care because we don't like the Beatles anymore, so it doesn't matter. When it does this, it's going to raise a notice that says band data deleted percentage, and it's going to refer immediately to our band ID parameter because we deleted the band name. So it's okay. Now we just know that the band ID is open. After this, we're going to add another else parameter. So like the if else's are related, but an else parameter that's added afterwards is going to be a new else parameter. It's going to raise an exception that says invalid action percentage, which is whatever we typed in, use, insert, update, or delete. It's going to refer immediately back to our action parameter. It's going to be referencing if we use a select parameter or a call or a cast parameter. If we use the wrong parameter there, it's not going to make any sense. If we use a command that doesn't relate immediately to that code. So I don't have an example for it, but it's going to raise an exception that says that. It'll say invalid action, use one of these 3 to give direction to the user to say like, hey, you're messing up, stop using this, use this other thing instead. We end these conditionals with the end if, and then we end our total block with the end. And then afterwards we end our delimiter with the $signs, and that lets our query and our program know that this is the program that needs done. And then once this is done, it's over. It ends. and we set the information that goes into this program up here. And that's basically it. I hope this helps if you're stuck.